Hey everyone, Twitter fam, FGC fam. I hope you're doing well. I hope your week was fine, and I hope you are really enjoying your weekend. First and foremost, I wanted to talk about the experiences that I've had at both of my locals. I actually wanted to make this video last weekend after my first local, and then lo and behold, it's Saturday again. It's the second local, but here we are. And check out this fucking shirt. It's so badass. This is Brian Fury shirt. When I saw that, man, I was like, ooh, I gotta have it. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to talk about my experiences at my locals for Tekken 7. So when I knew I was going to Texas Showdown, I had planned to go to every local during the month of April. And I made every excuse in the book to not go for the first two. And I honestly do not know what came over me last weekend, but I just got up and went. Right? And that was the first time that I've ever been to a local tournament for Tekken 1, and first time I've ever been to a local tournament that I've competed in. So the placement, or where I placed in the tournament, meant nothing, really. Of course, there's a speck of meaning and pride to placing high, but it was more of the act of physically getting out of the house and going to play this game in an offline setting. So right there, as soon as I stepped through the door, I had already won. Right, I was proud of myself. I was happy. There's a couple of things that I really appreciated, and first and foremost was the Tekken community, for the most part, has been very warm and very inviting and welcoming when I have engaged and interacted with them, both in an offline and online setting. And I really appreciate that about the individuals that play this game. And it was exemplified in an offline setting where, you're seeing everyone that's competing in the same tournament as you, right? You're seeing who you're playing. When your name gets called and it's like, okay, you and you look at each other and like, okay, shit, let's go. You can see that individual, right? That's a human being behind the cabinet. And when the match is over, you go say good game. You shake their hand, give them fist bump, whatever, and say, hey, good game. And then talk about the game, talk about the match, whatever. But it's so much different than an online setting, and it's far better, right? That's pretty obvious. But I have really appreciated the sense of welcoming to me, right? And I feel like I need to make sure that I am the same way, which I feel like I am, right? Because I want to bring more people in, right? I want to bring more people in because I love this game, and I want to grow the game in any way that I can. And I'm already doing that by going to my locals, right? Because beforehand I've never been there. But now that I'm going, that's a guaranteed, name, a guaranteed player that's going to be there, that's going to compete and participate and beat people and lose to people and help other people get better and help myself get better and things like that. So last weekend when I went, as soon as I went in there, all the machines were already taken up, right? Casuals were happening for like an hour straight before the tournament actually started. And a guy came up to me, and we were just kind of standing there, and I turned to him, I was like, hey, man, how long you been playing? And we just kind of hit it off, right? And it was a kid, 17 years old, but had been playing for 5 years is what he told me, like Tekken in general, right? And I was like, well, damn, like, that person's already far more experienced than I am, right? Because I'm a 17er. And it was cool because right there we just kind of checked in on each other, like, hey, how did you do your last match? Oh man, and all this crap and stuff like that. Played casuals and whatnot. And it was awesome because I felt like that individual was pretty much the same level as me, probably a little bit better because of legacy experience of how to Tekken or what to do and things like that, and decision makings and whatnot. And so that was really cool. And, he added me on Facebook, and I was looking forward to seeing him this weekend at the locals, but he didn't actually show up. But still, that's another person that I know their name. I'm looking forward to seeing them on Saturday and playing against them in casuals and hopefully in the tournament as well to see how far they've progressed and whatnot. And I met another guy who was clearly one of the best players there and had tons of legacy experience. He started playing in DR, which was a long time ago. And just talking to that individual who was also extremely warm and extremely welcoming and asking him about matchup knowledge and legacy knowledge and things like that. And just, it was reassuring to hear from someone who had been playing for such a long time that Tekken is hard as fuck. Like, seriously, extremely difficult to be successful in, one, and to even understand all the complexities and nuances and ins and outs of what is happening in a set, in a game, in the moment to moment. It's extremely deep, and that's one of the reasons why I love the game so much. But it's really cool to have that contrast of players or of skill level, right? And it was the same thing with this tournament as well. You have people that are just starting out, like clearly they are just starting out and have not played Tekken before, but they're trying their best. They have the courage already. They've already mustered the courage to go out and get their ass kicked and still come back and learn and get better and get better. And I love that, right? I really do appreciate that about individuals who do not give up and want to continue to get better, because the ceiling is it's unseeable, right? You cannot see it. You can always get better. And I have a lot of respect for people that go out who they themselves know aren't that good. I'm not even that good, but go out constantly for the singular goal of getting better. There's also people that are super good, right? The guy that I was talking about who had been playing since DR, he knows a hell of a lot and won the tournament coming up from fucking loser's side and losing one game and then winning 6 in a row. Like, that's amazing, right? And just to be able to play against people that are that good in casuals, you learn a lot because they'll tell you. And that's another thing that I've appreciated about this offline experience is the camaraderie of everybody there, right? Everyone's trying to get better. Everyone's playing and trying to win. But at the same time, everyone's having fun. Like, nobody's being rude or disrespectful in any way. And when the game is over, you go and you shake their hands and maybe you have a discussion about it, or you ask like, oh, hey, is that guaranteed? Or, okay, you got me in a tech trap. What am I not supposed to do? And blah, 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 right? And so I've really appreciated that about the offline, scene for, or the offline experience, the offline environment for Tekken, but pretty much, video games in general. And so last weekend I got 8th place. I made top 8, so I just got in with 8th place, and that was nice. When I first stepped through the door last weekend, I had already won, right? Because just physically getting out of my damn house and going to the spot, that was the challenge in and of itself. I got there, as soon as I walked in, I had already won. Beating people and making it to top 8 was just some validation of, hey, I'm a pretty okay player, right? I can beat people in an offline setting that are better than me, that are the same skill level, and that are a little bit worse than me. Same thing happened this weekend where I got 5th place, same record, right, for however standings work. But I played against people I felt were at my skill level, a hell of a lot better than me, and people that I felt like I know I could beat, right? And again, it's just that validation of knowing that I can beat other human beings that play this video game, right? Like when you play it online, it just feels like you're playing against someone, sure, but you have no idea who that person is, right? There's no visual information that you're actually playing against another human being. But in this offline setting where you know exactly who you're playing against, they call your name, you kind of look at them, okay, cool, let's go. You beat them, you lose against them, shake their hands, like, damn, okay. And the thing that I appreciate about the offline setting specifically, and you can learn a lot about this in the online setting as well, is when you lose, you learn a lot about what just happened. And I remember today I had the last game that I played against a really strong player. I got my ass beat really bad. Like, it was embarrassing to think about and watch. I remember watching him sidewalk all the way around me, pretty much, because I kept using linear moves, and it's like, holy shit, man. Well, now you beat my ass, and you didn't even have to fucking create a whiff. Like, you didn't even have to move. You just had to walk around me. You know what I mean? You didn't have to constantly backdash and sidestep and do all this crap. I did it for you, right? Learning those things, and learning that you're doing them in an offline setting because you're autopiloting, right? You're playing against somebody that's a shit ton better than you, and it's going to take advantage of those sort of bad habits and tendencies that you have. And it's further exemplified offline because you pretty much have access to everything that you can do, except for the bad players, because input lag is pretty bad, but whatever. But I guess to conclude, because I don't want this to go on forever, because it could, I've had really great experiences in the offline environment so far with my weekly tournaments at UFO for Tekken 7. I distinctly remember hearing from my friend Chase, which was told to him by his friend Steven, that I need to go out, right? Because not only am I actively pursuing the goal of getting better, but I am contributing to the Tekken scene here in town. And it's not very big, right? This town is a Street Fighter anime centric city. And our tournaments are not big, right? They are not very big. But as long as I'm out there consistently, then I'm adding that extra name onto that list, like I said earlier. And that's what it's about, right? That's what it's about. That's how you're going to grow it. You just got to show up. You got to play your best. And, whatever happens, happens. But as long as you're there, eventually more and more people will make it out. And hell, who knows how big it'll get, right? But, yeah, so that's pretty much it. I've been having a good time at my locals. I plan to pretty much go out every Saturday if I can. Next weekend is Texas Showdown. I don't expect much because I anticipate there's going to be really, really strong players that are going to beat the hell out of me. But I hopefully will play Tekken until my fingers fucking fall off next weekend, because when am I going to get that chance again, right? So, yeah, I hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope that you enjoy yourselves. And if you don't already, I would highly recommend going out to your local tournaments to play in your favorite fighting game, because you are only helping grow your local scene. And that domino falling of you going to your local will eventually hit another one, and will continue. That cycle will continue, and hopefully it'll continue to grow, and you'll be playing in 50-man tournaments, and you're always going to get better. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Twitter fam, FGC fam, and take care. Peace.